True. By His grace. So let us take it easy. Krishna has seen us through to the end. And surely that means He has approved our programs. And we thank Him. And we cannot thank Him enough. So on this note, we say Namaham Vishnu Pada Krishna Prasya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pachatyadi Satarine, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. ISKCON disciple ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki jai, Guru Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So first of all, let us remind ourselves about how we started. On the first day, we spelled out some classroom norms. And these classroom norms are that 1, we will be present for the entire course. 2, we will raise hands to contribute. 3, we will value students' contributions, whether or not we agree with them. 4, we said we will refrain from side conversations. And we said we will refrain from making and receiving mobile phone calls during class. And we said we will observe confidentiality within and without the classroom. We also said that we will refrain from borrowing strength from statuses or positions. And that we will respect the rights of the individual to withdraw without stating reasons from any exercise which makes them feel unduly uncomfortable. And that we each accept full responsibility for success in achieving our desired outcomes, that we confront issues or behaviors, not people, and that we each honor any agreement reached. So that is it. Having said that, we want to say, let us summarize this. I want to share. Jamasami Mataji, make me co-host, please. And also,
done,
it is done? Okay. And we also, at the beginning, we gave some broad aims. The course broad aims. Let us refresh our memory. And we say the aim is to improve the quality of discipleship within ISKCON in order to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada Society and its members. That was the aim. And that is the aim of this course, the overall aim. Then we say to achieve this, we will achieve this by enabling students to understand the long-standing principles of discipleship as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the broader Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, and appreciate the unique context in which these teachings are applied within ISKCON. Also apply these principles to form spiritually healthy, constructive relationships with their gurus and senior Vaishnavas. Also to act appropriately within those relationships. And also to develop the values and attitudes required of a disciple. And to cooperatively serve the Supreme and his various representatives in order to perpetuate Srila Prabhupada's teachings and missions through both personal examples and instructions. And we say the course principles and values are one. Srila Prabhupada, to establish Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent Siksha Guru, and also to hold allegiance to ISKCON and Guru Paramparam, give respect to multiple authorities and senior Vaishnavas, and also to make considerate selection of Guru, and to develop and establish faith in Guru's instruction, and also to commit to vows and Srila Prabhupada's mission, and to promote exemplary sadhana, conduct, and balanced lifestyles, and also that we should make inquiries with humility and service, and also develop favorable association, inclusivity, and cooperation. Then cultivation and propagation of the holy name as one of the mercy manifestations of the Lord. So, having said that, let me now go into our sharings. I'm going to summarize all what we have been teaching also, so just have patience. Sun is showing now. Okay. So can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, you see the screen. That's good. We can see the screen. And what do you see on the screen, please? Can you tell us?
Srila Prabhupada and his disciples.
Okay, then I'm sure that yes, you are seeing the screen. Srila Prabhupada and his disciples under a tree, very relaxed, and they are making inquiries, and they're there with rapt attention, ready to catch any word that comes out of Srila Prabhupada. That means they are very, very attentive. They are attentively listening to Srila Prabhupada. That's what I see. And here, relationship within ISKCON and course roundup. Unit 4, lesson 13 and 14. Discrimination. We defined it in our last class. This is a summary of the last class first before we go into the overall summary. The perceiving, the perceiving, noting, or making a distinction or difference between things. So we say we should not do unhealthy discrimination. And that Srila Prabhupada was Aribo, please mute. Mr. K, mute. Okay? Have you muted? You have not. Please, it will be nice that you mute, okay? Otherwise, anything you say, okay, you are muted. That is Kwame here. Here, what we see on the screen are the placetas. Sorry. The placetas, and these are sons of King Prashinavarisat. And they were so united in their purpose, and they were very friendly among themselves, and their purpose was one, engagement in devotional service. And the Supreme Lord was so pleased. He became attracted. He revealed himself to them. And he actually confirmed to them that he was so pleased with their mutual friendship. And he wished them all good luck. That if we also have mutual friendship among us as devotees, as disciples of different gurus, if we are broad-minded enough to maintain mutual friendship among us, because what is uniting us, the main purpose of coming to devotional service is to do devotional service. The main purpose of coming together in ISKCON is to do devotional service. Devotional service is the one occupation. The only occupation for all devotees is devotional service to the Lord. And since if we are able to be open-minded, be conscious enough to work cooperatively in a friendly environment without one purpose in mind, automatically the Supreme Lord, who is also in our hearts, will become pleased with us, that we manifest himself and he will confirm his pleasure by mutual friendship. So mutual friendship among devotees in executing devotional service gives pleasure to the Lord in the heart. It gives pleasure to the Guru Paramparam, and it gives pleasure to the devotees also. So this is what is here on the screen. So let us work cooperatively in devotional service. This is the message here. And you can see that devotees are cooperatively gathered around Srila Prabhupada. And he said, your love for me will be shown by how much you cooperate together, or to keep this institution together after I am gone. So his genuine concern was how to keep the institution together after he has gone. And there he recognizes that there are differences, individual differences, but these individual differences are supposed to be united in the service of Srila Prabhupada and the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is giving them that hint that he recognizes their individuality. Yes, let there be unity in diversity. Service to the Guru Paramparam is the denominator that unifies all varieties. Service to the Guru Paramparam and Srila Prabhupada is the denominator that unifies all varieties and individuality. So he recognizes unity in diversity and also diversity in unity. Srila Prabhupada recognizes it. That is why he said, your love for me be shown by how much you cooperate to keep this institution together after I am gone. That's why in the course, when we are doing it, we try to see the varieties. Multi-guru means more varieties, but all these varieties are united in service to and pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Do you get it clear? Huh? Do you get it clear, my dear brothers and
Prabhu.
sisters? You
Yes,
get it
Prabhu.
clear? Then we say, okay, it's like a tree. When you see a big tree, ISKCON is a very big tree. And you see that there is a root. And the roots, connected to the root is the stem. And there are various branches. So all these branches represent the diversity we have. But in all the branches, there are leaves. All the leaves have the same color. All the leaves, they have the same color, the same structure. And if you take a leaf from any part of the tree, big banyan tree, big one, if you take a leaf from this end, take another leaf from other end, take leaves from different angles, and when you squeeze them, the juice that will come out of them will taste the same. So ISKCON is a big family. And this big family, you have your guru. The guru officially connects you to ISKCON. But there are other gurus also who are connecting other people to ISKCON. Then all the leaves, all the gurus are connecting different people to ISKCON. Then there are senior devotees who are your uncles, spiritual uncles, spiritual grand uncles, and on like that. So there are different. It's a very big family. It's one big family. ISKCON is one universal family. And in this way, if you are in ISKCON and you say, "Oh, only my guru, I respect only my guru, I don't recognize other gurus," you are off track. Please, 1 second. I want to violate one of the norms. Hare Krishna, I will call you later. We are in a class. You see, if you say you recognize only your guru and you care less about other gurus and other senior devotees, you cannot make it because it doesn't work like that. Your guru is not alone. It belongs to a family. Hare Krishna. Yeah, I will call because we have started class now. Yes. We started class now. We'll call you after. Thank you. Don't sleep. Oh. Okay. Sorry for the little distraction. Forgive me. Forgive me. So this is one big family. We want to maintain this one big family. And we say this one big family is so unique. And we are going to spell out some of the uniqueness because we are going to make full summary of what we have learned. It's so unique that it is worth maintaining because it's a house in which the whole world can live. And we have come to that house. We have been allowed into the house officially by the guru. So we need to maintain the house and not to break it. So Srila Prabhupada says, despite your individuality and variegatedness, if you can cooperate, you know, he will be very pleased. And if you all cooperate to work together, that means you are showing that you love him. So if you love me, cooperate. That your love for me will be shown by how much you cooperate. Okay. So these were the course contents, Unit 1, Introduction, Theory, and Context. After I make this overview, we are still going to go into details. It is so sweet that there are salient points we made. We need to refer back to them. Then lesson 1, welcome and introduction. Lesson 2, Guru Tattva and Parampara. Lesson 3, Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Acharya. Lesson 4 was ISKCON Gurus. Then that was Unit 1. Unit 2, establishing the relationship with Guru. And lesson 5 there, which is the continuation, was Guru Padashraya. What does Guru Padashraya mean? It means taking shelter or under the lotus feet of a guru. Guru, Pada means feet, Ashraya means shelter. So taking shelter of the lotus feet of a guru. That is the meaning of Guru Padashraya. Then in lesson 6, we say, okay, you have to select a guru. You have to take shelter of a guru, but then you have to select a guru. And the selection of the guru has to be done by you. You have to choose your own guru. because it is your own personal commitment, lifelong commitment. Therefore, somebody should not choose for you. We are going to go into some of the details after we make this overview. Then lesson 7, we talked about initiation vows. Because when you select a guru, you have to take initiation from that guru. And taking initiation means you are getting officially connected to ISKCON, which is a universal movement in which Krishna is on top. All the 12 Mahajans are inside. All the previous acharyas are inside. All to Srila Prabhupada to our present. It's a big universal movement. So your initiation vows are the conditions which you want to fulfill. You are promising that you are going to do this, then the Guru is promising to take you if you follow your vows. You make a contract with the Guru, and the Guru officially introduces you to ISKCON. That is the meaning. So we're going to go into details when we go after the overview. Then unit 3, say now it's becoming bigger. If you take initiation, you have direct relationship with your guru, but then there are other gurus because the guru might not have the time to attend to you in all the things you need. So he has people who are taking care of your daily devotional services. They are also gurus, but they are Siksha gurus, they are instructing gurus. So your relationship with your guru is one point, but you have to have a relationship with those other Siksha gurus, and you have to have a relationship with all your spiritual uncles, and you have to have relation. That is the tree and the various leaves and the branches, they are all connected. So you have to have a relationship with the big family. You cannot be small-minded in this regard. The respect you will give to your guru, you have to give the same respect to all your uncles. You have to give the same respect to others. But you take direct instructions and confirmation from your guru if you want to do anything major. So you are getting introduced to a bigger family. So what do? This is Guru Puja. We do Guru Puja to register our commitment to the gurus, but mainly to the preeminent guru, Siksha Guru, Srila Prabhupada. So for that, we do it every day. We do Guru Puja to Srila Prabhupada every day to establish the position of Srila Prabhupada as a preeminent Siksha Guru, founder Acharya. So what is Guru Puja? And if you take a guru, you take a guru in order to serve the guru. So what is Guru Seva? How do you serve your guru? What is the meaning of Guru Seva? How do you serve your guru? And why should you serve your guru? Then Guru Vapu and Vani. We say there are 2 ways of serving the guru. Because when the guru is pleased, your devotional service is successful. But there is a physical service where the guru is present. You go there, oh, guru has come, you wash his clothes, you clean his ashram, you bring water, you bring this, anytime you need attention, you are there to do everything. That is physical service. But there's another service when the guru leaves, or even while he's there, your physical service is not complete if you are not carrying out his instructions. So there is also Vani Seva. Vani Seva means serving the instructions of the guru. And it is said that of the 2, serving the instruction is superior to serving the physical presence of the guru. And we are going to go into detail about that also. Then we say there are certain times when a guru loses focus and is being advised by other gurus and ISKCON GBC, and somehow or the other, his behavior goes offline and he refuses to rectify. Then a situation that we are not praying for may arise. It is called Guru Tiaga. Tiaga means renouncing one's guru. But generally, once you take a guru, you don't renounce a guru because it becomes an offense. If you don't carry out instruction, you ignore him, you are committing offense, very grievous offense. But It will say if a socket is spoiled, socket you have been plugging to charge your phones and everything, when it's functioning, when you plug in, the current will get through and your phone gets charged. When it gets to a point when such a person, the guru, is now functioning off track, that means if the socket is spoiled, then you have no alternative than to look for another socket that is functioning. Then you plug and charge your battery. So Guru Tiaga may happen once in a while, and we are not surprised. And we say it's just like when you are taking off in a plane. You are not expecting that the plane will crash. Nevertheless, the passengers are being taught how to or what to do, where to locate the parachute, how to, try to save oneself in case there is such danger that plane is about to crash. So it is in that mood that this Guru Tiaga chapter is being taught also. In case something happens, what do you do? How does ISKCON accommodate disciples of a guru that has such challenge? So because they are gurus, the disciples are connected to the whole ISKCON. Though the guru is the connection point, is the socket, but it's connected to the whole system. So do we leave those disciples to suffer? How do we protect them? What are the arrangements to protect them? All that is spelled out in Guru Tiaga chapter. Then we talk about cooperatively fulfilling the relationship, which is Unit 4, is a bigger environment now, whereby there are different gurus, but then when presenting your own guru, you should not be so neophyte in your attitude that you offend others. So how to maintain a balance in the physical presence of the guru, how to conduct yourself, how to conduct yourself in the physical presence of other gurus, how to conduct yourself in the physical presence of disciples of other gurus, how to conduct yourself in the bigger Vaishnava family. Very, very important. And the guru himself will be disappointed if your behavior is substandard, if your attitude is so neophyte and substandard. Even your guru will be displeased. So we have to learn the art and science of balancing your behavior and attitude. And for that, we said there are Vaishnava etiquettes. There are Vaishnava etiquettes. All follow. Last time when we were treating the Vaishnava etiquettes, we encourage you to go and read the Vaishnava etiquettes and come back to ask questions, but nobody asked questions. So on that note, we will read out some of the etiquettes, rules of etiquette for a disciple from Hari Bhakti Vilasa. They are extracted from Hari Bhakti Vilasa. And they are in page 50 of the student handbook. And here we say, it should fall down, a disciple should fall down like an uprooted tree. That is called Dandavat. When you see the guru, you should offer Dandavat on seeing the spiritual master. When the guru approaches, the disciples should face him. And when he leaves, he should follow him. When the guru comes, disciple following to the class, he sit down and face the guru so that the guru give class and give instructions. He should be there, full attention. Then when the guru gets up to leave, he should follow the guru to his ashram. When he enters the ashram, then few may go inside to serve him, to provide his needs. The rest stay outside and they go and do other services. Then he should not leave the spiritual master's presence without asking permission. If guru is giving class and you are sitting down there, there are other devotees. Small time you get up, you go outside, you come back, your phone ring, you go outside to answer phone call, you come back, you your behavior is considered substandard and it gives displeasure to the guru. Even if he doesn't talk, he feels disappointed. So don't behave like that. Once you are there, you are there. That's why His Holiness Bhattacharya Damodara Maharaj is very, very, specific about phone, because in the modern age now, every devotee has phone and they have phone, even when they are chanting, they are expecting phone calls. So from time to time, they are looking at phone. As soon as there is a call, they run out to go and answer the call. You don't chant inattentively like that. You should put your phone in silence after the japa. Make it a regulation, personal regulation, that after japa, then you go and look into your phone and see who have called you. Then you call back and you let them know that between social time and social time, I will not be available because I'm in the midst of elders. It becomes an offense, Mariada Vyatikrama, offense that has a name, called Mariada Vyatikrama, to impertinently, undermine the presence of elders, to deride elders impertinently. One should not utter the spiritual master's name inattentively, but always with respect. That a disciple should not imitate the gait, activities, or voice of the spiritual master, like making a caricature. He should always hold the spiritual master's words in great respect. That though he may be punished by the spiritual master, he should not take it unkindly. When the spiritual master chastises a disciple, disciples should not become angry and begin to retaliate and react. You should not do that. Then you should not bear to hear criticism of the spiritual master, the scripture of the Lord, but should leave the place immediately. When people are engaged in criticizing your spiritual master or the Prabhupada, don't stay there. You should leave the place immediately. Or somebody is blaspheming the scriptures, you should leave there immediately. That is how you have to save yourself from that contamination. You are not part of it, you are not hearing it, you are gone. So then you should not step on the spiritual master's garland. The disciples should not step on the spiritual master's garland. Even after he wears it, he puts it down somewhere and you go and step on it, or some leaves fall, you go and step on it to avoid things like that, because it's very dangerous. See? You should not step on the spiritual master's garland, bed, shoes, asan, shadow, or table. All these items are sacred. All these items in relation to the guru are sacred. So don't put your foot with the dirtiest part of your body, one of the dirtiest part of your body, on top of these sacred items. It is tantamount to big offense. Okay? The spiritual master's gallant, even when trying to put net for him, you have to be careful not to stand on his bed or the shoes of the spiritual master you stand. Sometimes people are very careless. If they come to temple front, even other people's shoes, you're supposed to treat with respect. But they will put their shoe on top of another person's shoe. They don't want their shoe to be dirty, but they use the under of their shoe to match another person's shoe and carelessly just go. These are offenses. We have to be attentive. We have to practice attentiveness. And then the asan, you don't stand on it, or the shadow of the spiritual master, or table. He should not spread his legs before the spiritual master, nor should he yawn, laugh, or make disrespectful noises before him. He should not sit on an asan or bed before the spiritual master. Always sit on the floor when you are with your spiritual master. Unless, of course, you go for some external program, the spiritual master seat is there, then there are seats arranged for devotees. They can be, but ordinarily in our environment, when you are with the guru, just sit on the floor best. You should not worship others in the presence of a spiritual master. You should not give diksha or scriptural explanation or show superiority in front of the guru. When somebody come and ask the guru some questions, don't try to answer even if you know the answer. You keep quiet for the spiritual master to answer. The person understand. Don't go and do like you're very intelligent, more intelligent than even your guru. And sometimes when guru has given explanation, you want to add something to what he has said. You have to avoid such behaviors. Or try to give initiation when your spiritual master is still alive. You have to recommend, you have to present those who want to take initiation from you. When you are not yet, when the guru is alive, you have to forward them to your group. If somebody indicates interest, forward the person to your own group. Don't give initiation while the guru is alive. Then you should not give orders to the spiritual masters, but always obey him. Sometimes some rich disciples usually try to dictate to the guru. They minimize things because they are rich, they are giving donations, and sometimes they try to give instructions to the guru. And if a guru begins to receive instruction from his rich disciples, he's losing his position of guruship gradually. And they will not respect him anymore. So you should not treat the spiritual master, spiritual master. You should not treat the spiritual master with similar respect. He should treat, he should treat, the disciples should treat the spiritual master with similar respect. Like His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Swami now in West Africa, for instance. He had disciples that have become guru. His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj is a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj. And His Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Swami is a disciple, is a guru now also. His Holiness Bhakti Chaudhry Maharaj is a disciple, but he's a guru now. And His Holiness, His Grace Srivas Bhattacharya is a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Swami, but he's a guru now. Okay? So all disciples who treat the gurus of their gurus with all the respect that they give to their own spiritual master, and even more, not less. Okay, this is the point. When it is time for guru puja, Vyasa puja for the spiritual master of your spiritual master, you should come with greater enthusiasm. Everywhere should be shaking. Hey, our grand guru is Vyasa puja is coming. What can we do to increase what you have been doing for your own spiritual master? Do more, but not less. He should treat the wife, son, or relative of the spiritual master as his spiritual master. But he should treat the wife, son, relative with spiritual, but he should not clean the body of the son, take his remnant, or wash his feet. He should respect them mentally. Okay? But don't go and render physical services. Anyway, so these are some of the etiquettes. We didn't read them last time. That's why I'm reading them out now. So take note of them. And that is it. That is lesson 12.
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Yeah, from what you have read, the one point said should not spread his leg before the spiritual master, nor should he yawn, laugh, or make disrespectful noise before him. And my main question comes around the laughing. For instance, if the spiritual master is giving a lecture and he says something funny, expecting maybe a laughter, or maybe he says something funny and he himself is laughing, does it mean that the disciples cannot laugh along?
They can laugh along. It's not that type of laughter we are talking about. There is derogative laughter. You are laughing somebody down. You are laughing to make mockery of what somebody has said. It's different from complimentary laughter, where what the person has said is so sweet that transcendentally revealing that the Guru himself laugh, and he put it in a way that he himself laugh and others laugh. That kind of laughter is positive laughter. It's positive laughter. Sometimes the Guru himself wants you to laugh. That's why he talk in that particular way and make it in a way that you will laugh. You have to laugh if that is the case. But to laugh derogatively, or maybe somebody ask him some very, very challenging question, then he's trying to answer it. Then you don't feel that the answer he gave doesn't cover, you feel that the answer the Guru give didn't cover everything. Then you laugh sarcastically. That kind of a laughter is the type of laughter we are talking of. Mockery type of laughter, derogative type of laughter. But complimentary laughter is accepted. Why not? And you should not spread his leg before the Guru means. You know what it means. You sit down, fold his leg. You should not spread his leg pointing. And if he has some knee problem, then he can go and sit on the bench at the back or something like that. He does not sit and spread the leg. But if he has some problem on his leg, then he can sit on the chair. Okay? In that situation, to be understood. Understand? Okay. Lesson 13, relationship within ISKCON. And one must be serious to understand, and he must approach a qualified Mahatma Guru. Then his business will be transaction will be very nicely done. This is the Vedic process. If the transaction is perfect from both sides, from the disciple side and the Guru side, then Krishna consciousness is very, very easy. So in this regard, there's a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, where it is said that the spiritual master, when you want to perform a Vedic Jagya, there is a major Arani wood, there are specific wood they use for performing Jagya. The original wood is placed down. Then there are smaller woods that are placed across. Maybe the original wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, they make it in, then they start putting other woods in between. That one, then other woods on top. So the spiritual master is considered to be the original wood under. Then the disciple is considered the other smaller woods on top. But in between the top woods and the underwoods, there are smaller woods. When you see fire sacrifice setting, it's usually done like that. The major woods are down. Then there are smaller woods placed. Then there are some woods that are bigger than the small ones, but they are placed on top of the small ones in between. So the one down is called the lower Arani wood. It is called the spiritual master. That is analogous to the spiritual master. Then the one on top is said to be the disciple. Then the smaller combustible ones in between, all are combustible, but these smaller, they can catch fire in between the upper one and the lower ones. The smaller ones, they are considered the instructions given by the spiritual master. So, if the spiritual master is qualified and he gives instructions, and the disciple carries out the instructions to the letter, then the whole wood will pour very nicely. Both the ones under, the ones on top, the ones in between, the ones in between represent the instructions given by the spiritual master. So they say, in the end, it will make the guru happy. The guru will be happy. Then the disciple will be happy also. Both will be happy. That means giving satisfaction to both the guru and the disciple. This is the way. Therefore, the guru must be qualified and the disciple must be qualified. So there are expectations of a disciple. And that's why we are doing this course, mainly for the disciples or potential disciples. There are expectations, plenty of expectations. So they have to work accordingly in order to get the maximum benefit arising from guru-disciple relationship. Having said this, I want to thank Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Now
Jai.
let us go back. Let us go back according to our lesson. In South Africa, they say go back according to the lessons so that we can summarize bring out some essential points that we discussed. Okay, so in unit 1, in unit 1, we gave the example of the Eastern temples being the embassies of the spiritual world. And in that example, the spiritual master is the ambassador. It's a practical analogy anyway. It's an analogy. The spiritual master is the ambassador. The disciple is the person who has gone to the embassy, wanting to go to where the spiritual master is representing. The spiritual master is representing the spiritual world. He's an ambassador to Goloka. Spiritual master is ambassador to the spiritual world. And the temple is the embassy in which the ambassador resides and operates. Then the individual devotees are the people who want to, they are the passengers, the travelers who want to obtain visa and go to the destination that the spiritual master is representing. So when you go there, the ambassador, he has to do certain things before he can give you the visa. Before he can give you the visa, he has to do certain things. Yes. He has to first examine, is the sanctioning authority now, visa sanctioning authority. So it will check for 3 things. Whether we are following, the spiritual master's duty is to check whether we are following the 4 regulative principles. Then what is our bank balance? Following the 4 regulative principles, that we have valid passports. What is our bank balance? Our bank balance is how much are we following the principles? And then it will check our motives. What is our motive for wanting to go to the spiritual world? Want to go to America? What is your motive? You go to the embassy, you meet the visa sanctioning officers, and they query you. There are psychologists who are there to query you. Why are you going to America? If you go, will you come back? They have to check. Do you have enough bank balance? Is your passport valid? So the spiritual master is checking. Are you following the 4 regulative principles? How much are you following these principles? That means, do you have enough bank balance? Then what is your motive? Yeah? If you want to go to the spiritual world to go and steal the treasure that is there, because you have heard that the place is called Chintamani. Chintamani Prakara Satmasu Kalpavrisha. That there, all the stones are touchstones, like gold and diamonds. anything that you touch, you can turn to anything that you want. Are you going there to go and pack gold and diamonds and come back to the material world to come and do big man with it? So it checks your motives. And you have heard that all the trees are desired trees. You want to go and bring some seeds there and bring them to the material world, come and plant it so that you can shine over others with your boom, with your excesses. Is that your motive? What is your motive? The spiritual master will check what is your motive. The 4 kinds of people that approach Krishna. If your motive is not to go back to God, then the spiritual master has to start purifying it by giving you good association, exposing you to good association, making you to do Bhagavatam, listen to Bhagavatam class, chant japa, purify your consciousness. So the spiritual master does this work before he can allow. Why? Because for you to go to the spiritual world, Goloka, first you have to be a Golokian here. You have to know how they operate there so that when you get there, you will not be a stranger. You will not make people to query, who brought this one here? How did he get here? You understand? Are you getting me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. How do you get here? Who brought this stranger here? Why is he carrying heavy load? Do you see anybody carrying load here? Because to enter the spiritual world, luggages are not allowed. So here is somebody who is carrying some big luggage, putting all the clothes he's going to wear, the food he's going to eat, carry banku. You know, when we go to India, so when we go to India, we carry yam, we carry gari, we carry ogbolo, we carry egusi, all kinds of things. I used to carry you. Whenever I'm going to India, I carry this thing. It will last for like 3 months before I finish. Because so they will check you if you carry all these things to the spiritual world. This guy doesn't think that the spiritual world there is hunger and thirst. This guy doesn't understand any principle here, how this place operates. Who brought him here? So to avoid that, before you go to the spiritual world, you have to practice how to live in the spiritual world. That's what we say before you go to Goloka, you have to first become a Golokian. That's why the embassy, all that is going on in the spiritual world is going on in the temple. So that when you enter the temple, you see deities, because when you get there, you will see the Supreme Lord being worshipped, and you see servants, you see singing and dancing going on. People are enjoying, discussing about the past. So they are taking only prashadam, different type of prashad, even the ones you have seen here, they are there also. So before going to Goloka, first you have to become a Golokian here. And it is the duty of the Guru to train you in the 9 processes of Bhakti, because that's what's going on in Goloka. Okay? So the life of a devotee is expected to be good. Yes. As he wants to be with Krishna, he has to learn how to live in the spiritual world here first. That is why the temple is there for us to do this learning. And the Guru is the one teaching us by example. See? So the Guru, if you are following and you learn how to live in the spiritual world, then you acquire the mercy of the Guru. He give you the stamp and endorse your going to the spiritual world. The Guru sanctions your going. Then, even though the Guru sanctions your going, you have to make some personal endeavors by constantly chanting, maintaining Goloka mentality, so that you don't become a stranger there. So Krishna consciousness is the process, and initiation is part of the process. Initiation that we are doing is just part of the bigger process. When you get initiated, what do you do? You have to learn how to practice the 9 processes of Bhakti. You have to surrender your intelligence. You don't need to surrender your intelligence, but you surrender with intelligence. Don't surrender your intelligence, but surrender with intelligence. Intelligence in this context means acting according to the rules and regulations, following the principles, and practicing humility, refining your attitudes, discriminating positively. Okay, so Diksha means giving of initiation. And when initiation is given, that is the official connection to the parampara. And at Diksha, the Guru gives a spiritual name. He accepts the vows of the disciples. And by that, the Guru, at the point of initiation, removes the disciples' sinful reactions. So that is the contract. And for that, Guru accepts the karma of the disciple voluntarily. He's not forced to do so, but he does that out of compassion, so that he can function properly in the midst of devotees. So at the time of initiation, the burden of previous sinful life is removed, and the Guru says, sin no more. After that, if the former one is removed, he says, sin no more. Okay? If you sin no more, then you get the spiritual strength to carry on. So you have to make personal endeavor to avoid continuing to perform sinful activities. You don't overburden your Guru by performing sinful activities because he has agreed to remove your sin. You don't burden the Guru, don't worry the Guru like that. If Gurus are having plenty of disciples that are not following, then it makes Guru's movement awkward. So the disciples should show gratitude by following strictly the rules and regulations. So that is it. The Guru has agreed, he has wiped off your previous sinful activities. And for that, you have to show gratitude. Say, thank you, Gurudev, for doing this for me. Many, many lifetimes of accumulated sinful reactions, you are taking it away. Therefore, I commit myself more to follow. I will follow your instructions. I will follow the rules and regulations as a way of showing my gratitude. That is it. And for that, to help the Guru in your day-to-day work, then you have the Siksha Gurus, who can be many. So you can have only one Diksha Guru, but you can have many Siksha Gurus. So take note of that point also. Okay. Who becomes our Siksha Guru? How do we get them? Okay. Senior disciples, devotees, senior devotees to me, the God brothers of your Guru can be your Siksha Gurus. Temple authorities can be your Siksha Gurus. Those who train you in different aspects of devotional service are your Siksha Gurus. Those who train you how to sing, those who train you how to walk in the altar, those who train you how to cook for the Lord, those who train you in Sankirtan, how to preach, those who are preaching on daily basis to build your devotion. They are all your Siksha Gurus. You must have respect for them. Okay? And our Diksha Gurus are also our main Siksha Gurus also. But above all, Srila Prabhupada is our overall Siksha Guru. He's the preeminent Siksha Guru. Okay? Srila Prabhupada is our overall, our preeminent Siksha Guru. So when we say Yasya prasada Bhagava prasado Yasya prasada Nagati kutupi Jaya subham tasya Yasatri sadyam Vande guru Sri Charanaravi. Oh, say Yasya prasada Bhagava prasado. No, we are referring to both the Diksha and Siksha gurus. It is applicable to both, because one may ask, to which guru are we referring to? Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. I said, by the mercy of the Guru, one get Krishna. And by the mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru. It is both. And if you follow the instructions of the spiritual master, your life becomes perfect. But if you not, your life is finished. So it is both the spiritual, the Diksha Guru and the Siksha Guru, okay? It's applicable to both. So how does this Diksha Guru work? Why is it important that before Diksha, we live the process purely and properly? Why is it important that first you have to follow for like 6 months or a year before the spiritual master initiates you? You should ask that question and look for the answers. Why? And there to explain this, we give the analogy of the dry firewood. When firewood is dry and you put it in the jagger, it burns and increases the flame and it makes the process successful. But if you put wet wood that is wet, just not dry, you cut it and put it in the firewood, you will only produce smoke. And the smoke will disturb not only you, but every person within the environment. So we say, become a dry wood. To become a dry wood means first you have to be following the principles. To be wet wood means you are not following anything. So first you have to follow the 4 regulative principles, be chanting 16 rounds for at least 6 months or a year before you are recommended for initiation. You are already a dry wood following. It is not a problem for you. That's why the authorities recommend you, oh, this person has been following, have been, looking into his activities, he has been following. So Guru initiating, you recommend him. So that is why you have to go by recommendation. Guru does not just pick you and initiate you. You have to be recommended by your temple authorities. Okay? So become a dry wood first. Then you can be part of, you can be useful in the jagger. So it is important that we follow first. We'll be following before get recommended for initiation. Okay? You must first practice, and later you formalize the connection through diction. No? We must practice properly before going into a match. Okay, for instance. One who is not properly initiated can easily fall back into material life. If you don't have the proper connection, you can easily fall back into material life. You stay small, you start finding fault with everything because you are not ready to be committed. And, you're not ready to be committed before you realize, oh, this process is too tedious, Joe. I can't understand. There's so many don'ts. You find yourself out. Maya has stripped you out of. That means you are not fortunate enough to be there. Okay? So one who is not properly initiated can easily fall back into material life. But at the point of initiation, you get the shelter of your guru, you get the shelter of the process, and because you are following now, you have committed yourself to follow, the process will protect you. Your guru will protect you. Other God brothers and sisters will protect you. And in their association, you will grow. Otherwise, we just fall very easily. Maya will just select you out and go and lash you very well. Okay? Therefore, at the time of initiation, during initiation, or initiation gives us the impetus to commit properly. But when you see the whole process, you see who is involved. A guru is involved, the whole param is involved, your God brothers and sisters are involved, the 9 processes of bhakti are involved, the chanting of the holy name is involved. All are there, the scriptures are there to protect you. So when you are formally initiated and you positively receive this initiation, then you get a lifelong, you'll be motivated, you develop the impetus. The initiation will give you the impetus to commit properly and thus establish a lifelong commitment by the grace of the parampara, by the grace of the Guru, by the grace of the devotees, by the grace of the holy name, by the grace of the scripture, by the grace of the 9 processes of bhakti. By his grace, all are the grace of the Lord manifesting in different ways. So we are giving superior to consult. We are giving the process of bhakti to purify us. So this diksha and siksha is an ongoing process. Okay, it's an ongoing process. So especially siksha, it's an ongoing process. Diksha is also an ongoing process, part of ISKCON activities. Okay. And that we were saying that the first initiation itself is enough to take you back to Godhead. But when the system, when the Guru see that you are consistent in your practice and that you are very serious, after initiation, you are serious. After about 1 year, they see that you are very serious. Then they can give you Gayatri mantra. They can initiate you again, giving you confirmation that now you can officially represent the movement. So it gives you more strength to represent the movement. So we say, therefore, Gayatri is a catalyst. First initiation, Harinam initiation is enough to take you back over to God, but Gayatri is a catalyst. Catalyst is a substance that accelerates the rate of chemical reaction, but remains chemically unchanged at the end of the day. So even with first initiation alone, you can go. Okay? And we explained the paramparam system also. In fact, the pace we are going is too slow, but I think I'm happy that these foundational, points, I'm taking time to make them. But the time is really, otherwise we. If we agree, we may just even do another one and shift the exams to next weekend. But it's okay. We've already touched it. It is just a review, a revision. So, okay. Then we say param systems was explained in 2 ways. That the param, we need to understand the param system. That is like a system of plucking a ripened fruit. That when a fruit is ripened on top of a mango tree, for instance, and you want to get that fruit down to the ground, there are 2 ways. One way is that one person climbs to the particular branch that the mango is and pluck it. Another person climbs to the next branch. Another person is on the next branch. Another person is on the next branch. So when the person who's on top plucks it, he hands it down to the person on the next branch. That person hands it down to the person on the next branch, on and on and on until it gets to the ground. If it comes that way, the ripened fruit will remain unbroken. It is ripe, fresh, very neat. It comes to the ground unbroken. But the second way is to get some catapults or some stones and stone the ripe, as students used to do. You stone the ripened fruit. Then sometimes you hit the fruit itself with the stone, and it break, the juice start pouring out, then it come and crash on the ground. Wash. Then it breaks more. Then you go and pick it and wash it. Whatever you can get out of it, you get. That is the second process. But of these two processes, the first process is preferable, and that is the process of param, the process of disciplic succession. Your guru has his own guru. His guru has his own guru. And his guru's guru has his own guru until we get to the original guru, Krishna. So this is the process of param. And that's why initiation is very, very important to get officially connected. And therefore, the guru's qualification, one of his qualifications is that he himself has his own guru. He's connected to the param. Therefore, he has the potency. He has the moral fortitude. He has the adhikara to connect you because himself is connected. He has his own spiritual master that authorizes him. So he can authorize you. So on the order of the spiritual master, he's doing this for the pleasure of the previous Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and the rest. So this is the process. It's a beautiful process. So we are expected to take the first process, and that is our system. Then there were some arguments about the rhetoric process. We're not going to go too deep into that. And we say rhetoric is a process of proxy initiation, that there's a fallacious theory. It is like a fallacious theory by which in the absence of the original spiritual master, one gives diksha in the name of the first spiritual master. Like somebody is giving initiation to a disciple, and he says he's initiating on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. He's initiating on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. So for that, he's not ready to take responsibility. He is not ready to take responsibility because the guru is supposed to, he takes responsibility for all the offenses the disciple commits and also the advancement the disciple makes. So he is there to absorb the sinful reaction. This person is not ready to absorb any of your sinful reaction. He's not ready to take that responsibility, but yes, he's initiating you. Let the Prabhupada take all the sinful reactions. I don't need to take any sinful reaction. So it doesn't even matter if I'm very exemplary or not. So it's kind of watering down process. And that's rhetoric. And some devotees, senior devotees, develop this philosophy because some of their god brothers who became guru, they had challenges. And some fell down. Some mismanaged finances. Some even fell down with some disciples. So because they themselves were thinking that these are my god brothers. If my god brother can get initiation, even me, I was even doing better when we were together at Bhaktas. So why am I not giving initiation? The position of a guru. My god brother is giving. So instead of supporting those appointed as guru among them, they were looking for a way to bring them down, to reduce them. So when such thing happen, because such meditation can even bring somebody down because devotees are powerful. So when some devotees had those who became guru had some challenges, they took advantage. And sometimes some of them also who became guru, instead of becoming humble or maintaining humility, they begin to feel that they're actually superior to even their god brothers. They are superior to their god brothers. That is why they have been made gurus. So they start to act in a way that they want their god brothers to bow down for them, just as they are doing for Srila Prabhupada. Everybody do that to them also. So this pride, influence their conduct, because pride it goes before a fall. When you become proud, you will not want anybody to instruct you or to point out what you are doing wrong. So in that way, they got challenges. You see, nobody is above the law. Even if you become guru, you have to still show by example. You have to chant to 16 rounds and follow regulative principles. At a point when you receive so much worship, it becomes easy to think that now I'm above this level. I can do whatever I like. After all, I'm a guru now. Then that kind of Maya enter into some of them, and they fell down. Some fell down, and we say we should not laugh at them because they are on a higher level of responsibility, and therefore the Maya's trick are more sophisticated on them. Maya doesn't concern herself with you and me, who are not carrying heavy responsibilities. Maya is giving attention to the generals. The spiritual masters have become, they are like generals, appointed as generals. So there are more challenges that they face, more subtle tests they face, sophisticated one. Their mathematics is not quadratic equation. Their mathematics is calculus. So if they fail calculus exam, you that is on the level of polynomial should not go and think that somebody who failed calculus, because you are not even near there. So when all these factors are combined, these people come up with the philosophy that nobody is qualified to initiate apart from Srila Prabhupada. So ISKCON say no, this is a misrepresentation. And therefore, we have some arguments against that. Okay. You see? So this is the problem. And we have some arguments against that kind of philosophy. And one is that the living examples, we are living examples. There are people who became spiritual masters and they have not fallen. They are living examples. And it also showed that the Prabhupada was pure. Therefore, it could make pure devotees. If you are saying that Prabhupada disciples are not pure devotees, cannot make pure devotees, then what is the possibility that the disciples that are initiated by Prabhupada disciples can become pure devotees? You are indirectly saying ISKCON cannot produce pure devotees. That is the meaning. That even Srila Prabhupada could not produce pure devotees. But there are pure devotees who have been living for how many years and they are still there. Exemplary current ISKCON gurus are all examples of pure devotees made by Srila Prabhupada. So it defeats the rhetoric philosophy. Okay? And there is nowhere in the scripture, where it is stated like that we should initiate on behalf of our grand spiritual master. There's nowhere in the scripture. Yes. No such strict reference. On the contrary, there were situations when some disciples wanted to do that, they were banished from the Vaishnava community instead. So it also discourages everybody from having faith in the living groups. And for the fact that they are also avoiding responsibility, they don't want to take responsibility because they themselves, they are not following properly. It is not, rhetoric philosophy does not stand in ISKCON. Okay? And it is not surprising, there are many movements that when their founder Acharya leaves the body, it becomes a big problem for the whole organization that they can't survive. They don't. But since the Prabhupada left, he left 1977, calculate 77 to now. How many years? 1977 to now. How many years? Srila Prabhupada left the
48.
planet 1977.
48, sir.
Yes, 48 good years. ISKCON has survived. And the living gurus are still there. So it is easy. It is true that it is natural that any movement whereby the founder Acharya leaves the body gets a lot of challenges and it doesn't survive. Just like a new baby. A new baby is born. The private ISKCON was established was barely 10 years. 9-10 years when Prabhupada left. So if a baby 10 years of the Prabhupada living is just like ISKCON is like 1 year old, or a baby that is like 5 months old or less, then they have survived for all these years. When a baby is growing, naturally, there are so many challenges, teething problems, this kind of problem, that problem, that until it grows to become an adult. ISKCON is having some challenges like that. These are like growth problems that comes along with growth. So the ISKCON itself, the practice of ISKCON has no challenge. It is institutional ISKCON that has challenges. There is institutional ISKCON and there is real ISKCON. ISKCON is practiced within the institution, and that practice is eternal and it doesn't have any challenge. So we are saying that the Ritwik philosophy does not stand. Therefore, please let us see it. ISKCON was a new baby, and the parents that Prabhupada left when it was just 10 years. So if a baby if a parent of a baby die within few months, you can expect all kinds of challenges that will come. So let us see that ISKCON is very great, that the GBC has done so wonderfully well. The structures that Prabhupada established is called the GBC. And that structure is what is maintaining ISKCON. So it is very, very important, very, very important that we function within the structure set by Srila Prabhupada and not create something and call it some name. Create something from our mental factory and call it some name and think that, yes, we are right. Ritwik has no place. It is formed by devotees who have some disgruntledness and they try to affect others, but the structure has protected everybody till now. Okay, so all glories to Srila Prabhupada's structure, the GBC. We have to function within the GBC, and to go out of the structure established by Prabhupada and to attack Prabhupada's structure is tantamount to someone trying to demonize ISKCON. So that is how the whole thing boiled down to be. They are personal weaknesses and they're trying to justify their weaknesses by attacking the present gurus. So let us function in harmony with the proper structure and be protected. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very well.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. So in lesson 3, what to do? What do we do? Or what can we do to maintain Srila Prabhupada's position as founder Acharya and preeminent guru in ISKCON? And we say, one, we should follow strictly to the principles established by Srila Prabhupada. We should celebrate Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. We should distribute Srila Prabhupada books. We should regularly read and study Srila Prabhupada books. And all Diksha Gurus and Siksha Gurus in ISKCON should regularly glorify Srila Prabhupada. And we should regularly do Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja as we are doing in every temples. And we should continue to project Srila Prabhupada in all projects and missions. So that founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is written on all our major projects, signboards, letterheads, and all publications. And that devotees should exemplarily follow the principles established by Srila Prabhupada, to regularly quote Srila Prabhupada in our preachings, and constantly abreast ourselves with the 7 purposes of ISKCON. These, among others, are some of the things we can do in order to keep Srila Prabhupada's position as the preeminent guru in ISKCON. Deduce that from lesson 3. Then lesson 4, ISKCON gurus. Appropriate attitude of an ISKCON guru to the teaching of Srila Prabhupada. First, we cannot compromise Srila Prabhupada's teaching. No adulteration, no bringing in something, so revolutionary, something new. We should maintain Srila Prabhupada's standards and maintain it to the core, to the letter, and protect the structure Srila Prabhupada said. And gurus should be well versed in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Siksha, Diksha, Guru, disciples also become well versed. We should all study Srila Prabhupada books. And we should represent Srila Prabhupada books in his teachings and in our behaviors. Srila Prabhupada books, we should live by example. We should follow what is Srila Prabhupada taught us. So if we follow, ready to be exemplary, then we can, we say we are functioning within Srila Prabhupada's structure. And that is safe, proper attitude. And yes, what should be the guru's attitude in dealing with the authority structure? That all gurus should be under the GBC and follow the instructions of the GBC. Srila Prabhupada formed the GBC, and under the GBC, we have the Guru Committee, we have the Sannyas Committee, and under the Guru Committee, we have the Gurus. Under the Sannyas Committee, we have the Sannyasis. Then we come down to regional bodies, then to temple presidents, then to project managers, to the congregation. That is the structure. So all gurus should be under GBC and follow the instructions of the GBC. That means the GBC is a superior body to the gurus. So if there is any conflict concerning a particular guru, it should be submitted to the GBC for proper actions. So the GBC remains, and that is what is keeping ISKCON on track till now. It's becoming more and more popular. It's expanding more and more, become more acceptable in society, all because of the work of the GBC. Now, a guru should also preach to his disciples to follow the authorities and the GBC instructions. A guru should not become independent and autonomous. Okay? That means everything that comes to the guru belongs to ISKCON. Especially, it should be accountable to the GBC and superiors. Okay? What is good about this structure? What is good about this structure that is noteworthy according to your understanding? What is good about this structure? First, everyone is acting under the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. No one is independent. That is something very good about this structure. And two, each one is being watched by everyone else. That means everyone is accountable to somebody and everyone else. This is the structure. Everyone is accountable to somebody and everyone is accountable to everyone else. So the people are being watched. And that is the functioning within the structure of Srila Prabhupada's setting. Everyone is being watched. That means everyone is accountable to somebody. And everyone's needs and values are being taken care of. The gurus, there's a structure. If they have challenges, there is somebody they will contact the GBC. And those who are sannyasis, when they have challenges, they consult the sannyas ministry. Sannyas ministry, they find difficulty solving, they forward it to the GBC. So the structure is protected, and everyone's needs and values are being addressed. If any devotee has challenges, he presents it to his immediate temple authority. If they cannot handle this, they present it to the regional GBCs, representatives, and on. There's a structure in which everyone's needs and values are being taken care of. Okay? Then we talk of multiple lines of authority, especially 2 lines of authority, spiritual line of authority and managerial line of authority. And the spiritual line of authority includes, start from the gurus who initiate you and therefore is responsible for taking you back from bad to Godhead. It gives you instructions, specific instructions sometimes. And sometimes the managerial authorities give you some instructions too. They said, wherever there is a conflict between the instructions given by your spiritual authority, your guru, and that of the managerial authority, then the disciples should be able to bring 2 authorities together. If you cannot do it, you can seek support from other senior devotees so that the authorities will meet, and whatever they resolve, the disciple will carry it out, and that will protect him also from being offensive in either way, either offending the guru or his managerial authority. There should be harmony between the guru and the managerial, because both are working together for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. They are working together complementarily for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. So there should be harmony. Okay? And it is very important that we stay together, because the more we stay together as one, render services, the more our impact increases in the society. Conversely, or on the other hand, if we decentralize, do things individually, the less our impact will be felt. So this structure is very essential. Okay? And that we give the analogy of the broom. If you want to break broom into pieces, just remove the sticks one by one, then you can break them very easily. But when they are in a bundle, it's very, very difficult to break. Even a macho man cannot break the bundle of sticks. So staying within the structure means staying within the bundle of ISKCON protection. And to go individual means to come out of to remove yourself from the bundle. It can easily be broken. Okay? The structure binds us together. So let us work within the structure. Let us work harmoniously. ISKCON is a global family. And with this synergy, we can expand and sustain. Anything less than that, the reverse would be the case. So Guru also have that support from the structure. And the structure has the support from the guru has support from the structure. So synergistically, the process is intact, kept intact. So as a guru, so many lives are dependent on him. So the guru need to be guided and supported by the structure established by Srila Prabhupada. Okay? So let us function within the structure. What if a guru abandons this structure? There could be misuse of resources. And that is very true. Somebody goes out of the structure, then he's not accountable to anybody. Then whatever resources that come can be misused. But these are Krishna's resources, so it will not be allowed. Once you are functioning outside of the structure, it will be difficult for you to say you are ISKCON. I am ISKCON means I'm functioning within the structure set forth by the founder Acharya. And that's why today we are having some senior devotees who left ISKCON to go and join other movements. And when they come around, they want to be respected and treated as they were when they were in ISKCON. But ISKCON authority said, no. If you are out of interest or position and power and impotence, you have gone to join other movement to collect subtitles, stay with that movement. Not that you go and collect title and you want to come and impose that title on us here. We have a process of getting the title here. And there were devotees, senior devotees who left. They wanted sannyasi, they wanted guruship, and they went to other Gaudiya Mansov and they got the thing very cheaply. And after getting it cheaply, they didn't get the nectar that followed. The association, the nectar that the ISKCON provide, they don't get it. So they are trying to come and align with ISKCON. With those titles, they went to bag somewhere. So ISKCON authority said, no, if you want to be recognized as such, then go and drop that your title there, come follow the process here, get it here. Then you enjoy the full nectar. You see? So don't be impatient. So we have cases like that. So if you come across devotees like that, you should know what to do, how to guide yourself, because they are disgruntled and they want to pollute innocent devotees' consciousness that, oh, they are senior devotees, they work very hard to establish the movement here, but now the movement is treating them bad, they are not even giving them the respect. So person that is your guru now, I made him a devotee. Now I come around and he doesn't respect me. You see? So these kind of situations arise. Therefore, the devotees will be able to ask them what happened. Then they explain, say, are you within the structure set by Srila Prabhupada? Then they will struggle to explain themselves. There you ask plenty of questions to ask. You see? Otherwise, they are very learned, they know the philosophy more than you, they were there, they are senior to you, and they can easily pollute somebody. And there are some of them like that. They come around, then our senior devotees have to gather courage to let them know their position. You are outside of the structure of ISKCON. What pushed you out? If you want to align with ISKCON, drop those titles you went after. Come and be humble yourself. Then our process will recognize you, ISKCON process will recognize you and give you that same position after some years. But first, you have to practice humility. You have to be ready to function within the structure. But for now, you have taken yourself out of the structure. You have dislocated yourself from the structure. So how is it that you are wanting to get the benefit of being in the structure? That is cheating. So we have some basis to argue with them. And there are many senior devotees like that. They want to go their mat, go and get some title. They want to come and function and be recognized in ISKCON. They are like ghosts. Because after getting the title, they are not getting the nectar. The nectar comes from following strictly the process. Srila Prabhupada gave the protection, but they rejected the protection of Srila Prabhupada. And now they are ghosts, spiritual ghosts. They are neither here properly nor there properly. So they are ghosting. We pity for them, we pray for them, because it takes more humility to be able to function now. They have made things more difficult for themselves. So, but then, what can we do? we have to still encourage them until but we have to be very, very careful so that they don't pollute our consciousness by blaspheming those who are guiding us, trying to establish that they are superior, they know more than them. Once you accept them, you electrocute yourself spiritually, coming spiritual suicide. So be very, very careful. Give them distance immediately when they come, because one thing they do also is, instead of looking for people outside of ISKCON, people in the material world to make them devotees, those people, they are coming to look for devotees within ISKCON. Instead of looking for devotees among the conditioned souls out there who are also devotees but are completely unaware that they are devotees, instead of going to like Prabhupada did that and he succeeded, where his God brothers failed. And they want shortcuts and they are unable to make devotees there. So they are coming to ISKCON, where we are already familiar with the system Prabhupada has brought us, and we are now following the regulatory principle. They want to come and make devotees out of ISKCON. That is their intention. Is that correct intention or not? Their intention is not correct. It's corrupted intention. And it's a way for further trying to attack.
They want already.
They want ready-made that they don't want, they cannot make. So they want ready-made. So they want to corrupt Srila Prabhupada followers. Then it's our duty to protect ourselves and stay within the structure. You see? And it has become more difficult for them to practice humility because they have to be highly humble to be able to renounce those titles and come out. ISKCON is waiting for them with open hands, but they cannot come because of pride and because of what they have prematurely enjoyed. They have enjoyed being served as gurus, whereas you don't have the qualification of a guru. And they don't want to part with that which they are enjoying. And that's Maya's trick, to keep them ostracized until they leave their bodies. Once they leave their bodies, ISKCON is also waiting for them. All their disciples, we harvest them, bring them under the Prabhupada ISKCON. So this is what is going on. It takes maturity to understand this and stay focused and unaffected. So that is our prayer. Okay, so you see it, that this ISKCON disciple course is very, very important. You know, both those who have done it or those who have not, who are initiated, they should do it again and again so that we can constantly straighten all the rough edges, protect the devotees who have come under the structure of Srila Prabhupada, and offer them to Srila Prabhupada as oblations into the fire of transcendence. So we have a big duty. So what do you think? Do we stop here and continue? Because, okay, let us finish this particular lesson. This is lesson 4. But there are a lot of things we need to still revive like this so that we can refresh it. Because many of us were not attending classes regularly also. So that's why I'm touching the essential points in all the lessons. You see? Okay, so there will be misuse of resources if a guru leaves the structure. Line of authority, if there is, and we gave some example before, we will not go to give those examples again. So we can jump over. So we should learn how to harmonize. That is the answer. If there are conflict, there's conflict in the spiritual line of authority and administrative line of authority. We should learn how to harmonize. We bring the other people together, then let them discuss whatever they agree on, the disciple carry out. Okay? And we said that ISKCON disciple course is very, very important so that we can broaden devotees' understanding about some of these points, so that we can function with maturity, boost our maturity, and function more harmoniously in a multi-group environment. So by that, we can subordinate our individual interests for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, for the glorification of. When there is conflict of interest, individual conflict, individual interests and organizational interests, we subordinate our individual interests for the propagation and preservation and glorification of the organizational interest. Okay? So both the Guru and local authorities harmonize their interests in the service of and for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. This is what we call equifinality. For the larger good, individuals should subordinate their interests to the organizational interests. Yes. Oh. So that is it. And we'll go a little bit more. We say, when we are making inquiries should be relevant. That means we should make relevant inquiry when we approach a spiritual master. Relevant means at our stage of development, there are instructions we need. At our stage of development, we should ask questions based on our state, our level. And the spiritual masters are very experts in giving knowledge according to what we actually need. Yes. So Srila Prabhupada, very, very careful, giving us just what we need. And that is the way of a good father. He doesn't stock so much food into the mouth of the child. The children want to eat food, they want to eat everything. But the father, good father, will give them only what they can digest. He will not give them everything and leave them. So the spiritual masters, they know what to tell us at a particular time based on what we need to push through to the next level. And Srila Prabhupada is also a powerful spiritual master that he was able to cultivate hippies, people who have lost interest in living at all, was able to give them what they need gradually, situationally, until they become pure devotees. So instructions are given according to need. And when we are making inquiries, we should inquire based on that level. And yes. So that is why the Prabhupada was giving us what we need. And the Gaudiya man people were thinking that, oh, the Prabhupada is not giving us everything. So they want to give us what Prabhupada did not give. That was how they were able to lure some senior persons. And they went. And in the process, they got initiated. What the one they wanted, cheap, become, but they couldn't enjoy. They need devotees' presence. The nectar, the type of kirtans we do, the kind of way devotees live, they are unable to go beyond. Even our deities, we are going to come to that. Our deities are very beautifully dressed. Our altars are very sweet, whereas their own altars are looking like native shrines. They cannot attract the packages. The Prabhupada is very expert as a utilitarian. One who is able to utilize everything in the service of Krishna. An expert in the principle of Yukta Vairagya. That is the Prabhupada. And that is his uniqueness. Where others fail, he succeeds. So we should be loyal to Srila Prabhupada. Yes. That is it. So whenever there is some philosophical challenges, we should ask ourselves, what does La Prabhupada want? Will La Prabhupada be pleased if we do this? That can guide us. Yeah, he has written many letters to also different disciples according to situations. We can read also. And when we read those letters, we should know how to apply them based on it, on situations of the particular devotees involved. Yes, letters you cannot generalize. So we should be very careful to maintain our loyalty to Srila Prabhupada and always act within the managerial structure established by Srila Prabhupada. And can we stop so that we employed Saturday to summarize the rest lessons and postpone the exams to next week?
Okay, sir.
Huh? What do you think?
Okay. That's very good, sir.
Oh, it's just 8:30.
Yeah.
Oh, so let us continue.
Now.
Let's
Prabhu,
continue.
I have some other meeting. I'll be having a meeting with one of my social gurus.
Okay. Okay, then let me just continue small. Let me continue small so that we'll be sure that next one we are going to finish, because we are going to deal with the regulative principles from our initiation vows from lesson 7. So, and that one we need to give some details. So let me do 5 and 6. Let's see. Okay. So Guru Padashraya, how do we develop a good, authentic relationship with Srila Prabhupada? And we say we should always recite Srila Prabhupada's pranams loudly. We should regularly read Srila Prabhupada's books. We should appreciate what Srila Prabhupada has done for us. We should distribute Srila Prabhupada books. And we should regularly do Guru Puja, Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja. And what are the benefits for ISKCON as a whole? We do that. If we do that, then one, there will be more loving devotees and more attachment to Srila Prabhupada. And our understanding of Srila Prabhupada's mood and mission will increase. And we follow the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada more. And our desire to cooperate with other devotees in the service of Srila Prabhupada will increase. Yes, our desire to cooperate with other devotees in the service of Srila Prabhupada will increase. So that is it. So we should discuss okay, we are not going to do that. We are not going to do that. Somebody, I think that's even enough for that. There are some experiments, exercises. We don't need to do that. We have already covered. These are essential points you are just taking. That how can we develop a good, authentic relationship with Srila Prabhupada? And we say we should always recite Srila Prabhupada pranam loudly. We should regularly read Srila Prabhupada books, appreciate what Srila Prabhupada has done for us, distribute Srila Prabhupada books, regularly do Guru Puja, follow regulatory principles, and also, if we do that, that will benefit ISKCON also, that there will be more loving devotees, there will be more attachment to pure devotees, there will be more understanding of Srila Prabhupada's mood and mission, and we remain more loyal. Our deviancy will reduce, and we'll be following footsteps of Srila Prabhupada more, and we desire to work more cooperatively with other devotees in the service of Srila Prabhupada. So, spiritual life basically begins when we try to bring alignment with the Lord in the hearts. And if we are properly aligned, we are spiritually sheltered. Walk in proper alignment with the Lord in the heart, with the Parampara, with Srila Prabhupada, then we will be spiritually sheltered. Parampara will protect us, the Prabhupada will protect us, and the Lord in the heart will also protect us. So that is it. So we continue from next one, maybe initiation vows. Initiation vows is long, and we still have some time. So can we start it? Somebody want to go for some meeting?
Except if the people that will go, then the rest will listen. Except we do it like that.
Okay. I think it's better to do it like that because it's good for us to do till 9. Because we started late also. 6:30. We can do till 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. Can we continue or we stop? Let us continue for like 20 minutes. I'm thinking like that. So that I'll be certain that.
Like for me, if we continue tonight, I'm okay. But I don't know for the rest.
Okay, let's continue. Lesson 7. Initiation vows. How do we maintain our vows to the end of our lives? Because this is a lifelong commitment. So, what are the 4 vows and why do we take them? The 4 vows, what is the relationship between these vows and the 4 pillars of Dharma? Okay, so the 4 vows: no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating fish or eggs. These are the 4 vows. And these principles of religion are primarily truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity, and mercy. Truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity or self-control, and compassion towards other living entities or mercy. So these are the 4 pillars of religion. I would say Dharma or religion is standing on these 4 legs, these 4 pillars. And if any one of these pillars is destroyed, it becomes a wobbling condition. Imagine a chair with 4 legs, a chair of 4 legs, 1 leg is broken. It will not be balanced again. So we need to maintain the 4 legs. And we are saying that the regulative principles, illicit sex breaks the leg called cleanliness. Gambling breaks the leg called truthfulness. Intoxication breaks the leg called austerity. And meat eating breaks the leg called mercy or compassion. 4 legs of religion: cleanliness, truthfulness, mercy, and austerity. Illicit sex breaks cleanliness. Gambling breaks truthfulness. Meat eating breaks mercy. And intoxication breaks austerity. And if we take intoxication first, we can see that Intoxication influences our determination. By taking intoxication, our determination becomes weak, and neither willingness nor ability to control the senses weakens our determination to control the senses, also disable our ability, our willingness. When the desire to control the senses will not be there if we take intoxication, our mind becomes weak. So intoxication is very dangerous. When senses are unrestricted, loose, then one goes on to commit other sinful activities. So that which is attacking determination is something very dangerous. Intoxication attacks our determination, and it attacks our abilities. So the two ways to approach the keeping of the vows. So to keep these vows, there are things that we should not do, and there are things we should do. What do we do to practice these vows? We are going to give some details. So, and we say that to waste time in frivolous activities is also tantamount to gambling. These are details. We gamble, but we don't know. Gambling breaks the leg of truthfulness. We are gambling, but we don't know that we are gambling. Because ordinarily we think that gambling means we should go and play lotto. Then we are gambling. And when we tell lies, we are actually gambling. And to waste our precious time in frivolous activities is also gambling. We are gambling with the human form of life when we waste time in frivolous activities. There are time killers. When we involve ourselves in gossiping, we are gambling away our time. When we involve ourselves in socializing unnecessarily, we are gambling away our time. When we become too addicted to mobile phones, we are gambling away our time. When we become addicted to reading mundane literatures, we are gambling away our times. So we have to be very attentive so that we don't gamble away our time unknowingly. Because truthfulness will be destroyed. Gossip destroys truthfulness. Unnecessary socializing destroys truthfulness. Going too much into mobile will destroy truthfulness because it's all propaganda there. Then reading mundane literatures will take us deeper into falsity. So we should be very careful. Someone may say, I'm not addicted to mobiles. But you remember how you feel whenever your phone battery is getting low. You feel very bad and unhappy. Or when you leave the house and you forget your phone, you become disorganized for the whole day. So Prahlad Maharaj said, right from childhood, we should take Krishna consciousness very seriously. We should not waste time on unnecessary things. So on the positive side, how do we practice truthfulness? We should always align our thoughts, words, and deeds for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. We should hear and try to live by it. Align our thoughts, words, deeds for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. We should not give hypocrisy a chance. So for that, we say we should become brutally honest. To become brutally honest means no impression management. Impression management means first sight is lasting sight. First impression is lasting impression. That is impression management. So when the first sight, you want to flash the person in the direction that the person will think that you are what you are not. So it is a kind of putting up a show. So rather than putting on show, we should reveal our challenges to devotees. Because sometimes we find it difficult to follow certain principles and we keep it ourselves. We want people to feel that we are following everything so nicely. So something would have worked on if we had revealed it to some devotees. It will be with us because we are doing impression management. So we should follow the example of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a kingdom bigger than his father's. And he went into the forest and Narada Muni met him. You small boy, what are you doing in the forest? You should be in the palace playing. What are you doing here? Go back to the palace. Dhruva Maharaj said, look, I want a kingdom bigger than my father's kingdom. And that's why I'm here. Can you help me or not? Let me know. If you can help me achieve that, then we can be together. Otherwise, you are wasting my time. Can you? Then when Narada saw that he was very serious, then Narada said, okay, since you are determined, you are determined to do that, I can help you. It's only Vishnu who can help you. No human being can help you achieve that. Then how do I get Vishnu? Say, okay, sit down there, take this mantra and chant Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Continue to chant this. You chant this with all attention continuously. Vishnu will appear. Dhruva Maharaj started. He chanted and chanted at the point he was not eating again. He was eating only dry leaf. At the point he was not eating at all. He was not drinking water also again. Oh, he became, he was able to harmonize all the internal movement of the air within his body so that his weight becomes so heavy that the whole universe was choking. You see? Then Vishnu appeared. He said, oh boy, what do you want now? Vishnu appeared. Put his conch-shell on his head, touch his head with the conch-shell. All his senses became separately enlivened. Then at that time, he attained enlightenment. He saw Vishnu. So that is called brutal honesty. It was so honestly brutal that Narada Muni tried to offer something less. He didn't take it. So we should be able to tell somebody whatever we have faced, challenges we are facing. Though we cannot trust people because when you tell people your mind, they misuse your trust. We are out of experience, therefore, devotees are reluctant. Nevertheless, you can confide in your guru. You can confide in your guru. And also some senior devotees that you trust that when you confide in them, they will not, disappoint you. You can just identify somebody and share your challenges with the person. If you do that, that is brutal honesty. They will give you suggestions that you'll be surprised when you follow it. You come out clean. See? So that is it. In every respect, in every aspect of our lives, we must be responsible and accountable. Responsible, we should be ready to take responsibility for whatever is happening to us, and we should be accountable to higher authorities. Then how does Srila Prabhupada define truthfulness? How does Srila Prabhupada define truthfulness? Yes, you can find that out in the Bhagavad Gita. We told you. If you go to Bhagavad Gita chapter 17, you will find out the definition of truthfulness there. And the greatest form of practice truthfulness while avoiding the negative injunctions. We should also start following the positive injunctions, okay? So positive injunctions on how to follow truthfulness while avoiding those don'ts. What are the do's if you want to promote, if you want to cultivate truthfulness? And we said to daily study the scripture. That is one of the ways. Positive practice of truthfulness, how to cultivate truthfulness. Daily to study scriptures. Also, daily we should hear from spiritual masters. We should hear scriptures from preachers. We should listen to lectures. Also, to daily speak about Krishna to somebody. These are positive ways of practicing truthfulness. We should daily speak about Krishna to somebody. Understand? We should cultivate the habit of enlightening somebody about the goal of life, reminding somebody about his relationship with Krishna. We also, therefore, in the nutshell, we should always read, hear, and recite Krishna Katha. You know? In that way, we can cultivate truthfulness very easily. Is that taken? Now, no illicit sex. How do we define it generally? Generally, ordinarily, we say no illicit sex means not having premarital sex or extramarital sex. Sex only for the purpose of procreation. And also no artificial means. No employment of artificial means. And also looking every other woman as a mother, except your wife. And for women, looking at every other man as our son, apart from our husbands. This is how to practice no illicit sex. Then a few more negative injunctions on illicit sex. Say illicit sex starts with thoughts. So we should avoid thinking of having illicit sex. Thoughts, words, and deeds. Not to think about it, not to talk about it, and not to plan it. This is the meaning. Avoid illicit sex means not to think about it, not to talk about it, and not to plan for it. And avoid exposure to it. Because Jamila, for example, was a very Paka Brahmana, but he got exposed, he saw some lusty man and woman kissing. And he decided to look again. He looked again, and he looked again. And his contemplation increased. I said the 7 stages of fall down. There are 7 stages of fall down in the Bhagavad Gita. Tiyayato Visaya Punsa, Sanga Stesu Pajayate. Sanga Sanjayate Kama, Kama Krudo Abhijayate. Kruda Bhavati Samoha, Samoha Smriti Vibrahma, Vidi Brahmsa Buddhi Nasa Pranashat. While contemplating on the object of the senses, a person develops attachment. From such attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger arises. From anger, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost and one fall down. So it is said that first glance, if you just see something for the first time, you are innocent. You are considered innocent. But when you glance at it for the second time, you are becoming purposeful. And if you glance at it for the third time, that means you have become a rascal. So the first glance, you cannot close your eyes walking now. You see some scenarios that are going to draw your mind into illicit sex. Yeah, you don't look at that scenario again. But if you look back, you are becoming purposeful. Second time, purposeful. Third time, you glance back again, then you have become a rascal. Before you realize you are making plans. So avoid being exposed to such things. Then, if our colleagues bring this kind of talks in our workplace, talk about women and girls, and how to plan for getting them down. What kind of postures should we maintain? What kind of discussions should we entertain when our colleagues are trying to draw attention? Because most of the time, our colleagues in workplace are not devotees, especially in this kind of Western environment. Our colleagues are not devotees. To them, the goal of life is to get more opposite sex. That is the goal of life. And you are smart if you are able to do that as many times as possible. But in spiritual life, we know the implications, we know the danger, we know how it brings us down. So we are not supposed to do that. You are working with these kind of persons in the workplace. So they will bring these topics, expecting to include you in the talk. Otherwise, you'll be labeled as antisocial. So what do you do in such a situation? What do you do if your colleagues want to implicate you? Such kind of discussions. Don't entertain. So what kind of posture you maintain is very important from the onset. And what kind of discussion you entertain, very, very important. So the best thing is to talk to him very politely and sweetly. We cannot do that. I am a devotee, and this is actually not this kind of topics don't attract me. So please, it's better you don't discuss this with me. You should discuss something else concerning our work. If you can be polite with him like that, and if it's a gentleman, he will accept it. But if it's a rascal or he's thinking that you are just pretending, then he pushes further. Another time, bring the topics again. Then you say you can go diplomatic and try to say, if you stop talking about this kind of stuff, I will bring you some books that you can read about sense control, about mind control, about higher principles. If you see that the person is not still serious, insisting, then you may threaten to report him to the management. And if you do that, if you come to that stage, you will immediately call because he doesn't want to be sacked by the management. But the most important thing is, the best way is to just give him heart-to-heart talk. I am not interested in this kind of topics. I am this kind of person. I'm that kind of person. I'm this kind of person. These are the topics that interest me. And if he insists on bringing such topics to you again, then you can take any action. We threaten to report him to superiors, and immediately we call off. But that is one aspect. There are some people who will not do, but they will see others doing, and they remain indifferent. They are seeing them doing. They don't tell them not to do also. If you entertain such a posture, it's also not very. It's dangerous. Like you see somebody watching pornography. You are a devotee. You cannot tell the person that pornography is not good. You are in your corner and you are also saying. If you are saying, secretly saying, very soon you want to also secretly go and search for things like that. So you have to be careful. The best thing is to develop a healthy disgust towards it. Healthy disgust. I don't want to watch this. So please, if you want to watch things like that, do it when you are alone. And not try to do this in the presence of others. You have to register healthy disgust. No? And in that way, Krishna will be smiling. Now, what are some positive ways of practicing cleanliness? What are some positive ways of practicing cleanliness? Because what destroys cleanliness is illicit sex. Illicit sex destroys cleanliness. Therefore, we are talking about avoiding it. Avoid those things. Then what are the things you should do? Positive ways. Some positive ways of practicing cleanliness. You say you should treat every woman as our mother, according to Chanakya Pandit. To treat every other man's property as garbage, so that you don't become greedy and start comparing. To treat others the way you want to be treated. This is just a clue. So how do we positively practice cleanliness? Practically, avoid unnecessary free mixing between men and women. Avoid it. Give a psychological distance. Social distance. Social-psychological distance. Give social-psychological distance. Chanting internal japa. That means anywhere you are, wherever you are, in your mind, you are chanting Maha Mantra. Your mind is not idle, so you should not be left idle. You constantly, silently chant Maha Mantra. In your mind, even if your lip is not moving. If you do that, you're going to experience internal cleanliness, serious one. Because your mind is associating with Krishna and thoughts about Krishna. Cleanliness. Then you should eat fresh food. Take bath at least twice daily. Eat fresh food. Wear fresh clothes. Always clean your home. Keep everything minimal, simple, and clean, well maintained. Then, above all, deity worship makes you punctual and clean. Have some deities that you are attending to, deities that you are offering your food to, and this will be done punctually at regular intervals. Then your cleanliness will become just automatic. Because whatever is not going to be good for the deities, you are not going to be involved. So starting from what you eat, how you keep the environment clean, for the pleasure of the deities. The deities will be the main person in your house, and you are living in the house with the deity or of the deity. So that means if you are able to do some offerings in your house every day, that will help you. You can see when our gurus come around, they come with their deities, and they always regularly offering to them. Even apart from the temple worship, immediately they finish their japa, they go inside. They have to wake up their deities, worship them, and feed them, and put them to rest when necessary, just punctually. By doing that, your cleanliness is assured. Cleanliness. So, no intoxication. What are we not supposed to consume? Coffee, chocolates, alcohol, drugs, marijuana, LSD, this and that. I mean, including coffee and including chocolates. So how do we refrain from austerity positively? How do we perform austerity positively? Not refrain from. How do we perform austerity positively? Waking up early in the morning. As a devotee, wake early in the morning. 3 o'clock, 3:30, you are awake. Even if you don't go to temple, in your house, if you are able to wake 3 o'clock, 3:30, you can do your chanting. You can offer whatever you want to offer to your deities. So wake up early in the morning. When you wake up, you take your bath, you put your tilak. If you are not going to temple, you can offer incense to your deities. Then you play recorded Mangalarati and follow it. If you have food tray to offer, you offer it by yourself. Otherwise, you can play recorded one, audio, Mangalati. You start playing. Even as you are putting things together, trying to go to work, you start playing. You play it all full. And you have to eat something, you have to offer it before you eat. You do those things sharp, sharp, sharp. But always wake early in the morning. If you practice that, you become free from the dangers of intoxication. Intoxication breaks austerity, yes. So you have to, it's austerity. This is called tapo divyam, performing these activities, waking up early in the morning, chanting your japa before going out. It's a tapo divyam. They are transcendental austerities. Perform them wherever you are. Okay? Have doable morning programs. What is convenient for you to do, you do it. And we say, if he who protects the morning program will be protected by the morning programs. Any devotee who is able to protect those morning programs, perform morning programs, wake up early in the morning, chant his run, do those programs will protect him for the whole day also. So, if we read Bhagavad Gita 17, chapter 17, text 14, 15, 16, you will read, you will see a lot about austerity. Austerity of the body, austerity of the mind, austerity of speech, all are there in Bhagavad Gita chapter 17, verses 14 to 16, or even to 17. Okay? So do that. And we say Srila Prabhupada was going with his disciples somewhere, and they met some road construction people. Then, because people are very gentle there, they were making constructions and they've written some sign for all those, because it's a temporary inconvenience for permanent convenience. They've written it on the boards like that, so that those who are driving will see they are walking on the road. Instead of double lane now, all the cars will pass this one lane. So it can slow them down and there is some inconvenience. So they've written on it, say, temporary inconvenience for permanent convenience. So here we also define tapasya as temporary bodily inconvenience for permanent convenience. The austerities we are doing, they appear to be inconvenient. So apparently they are inconvenience. You have to wake early in the morning, you have to chant number of rounds, you have to go offer this, you have to bath first before you touch your japa. These are temporary inconvenience for permanent, for eternal benefit. So it is called tapasya. Tapasya is defined as voluntary bodily inconveniences for advancement in spiritual life, for Krishna consciousness. So faithfully observe the appearance and disappearance days also. That is austerity too. Ekadasi days, you observe them. appearance and disappearance days of great Acharyas, you observe them. Appearance days of the different incarnations of the Lord, you observe them. These are austerities, positive way of practicing austerities. And that brings purification. Okay? So now, no meat eating, fish or eggs. What does that include? No meat eating, fish or egg, no animal products in any form, including toothpaste, samples, cream, lotions. Avoid animal products. Products are made from animals. Do not eat boga or non-prasadam. So read the label of whatever you eat before you eat it. Read the label. And you should use cow products as much as possible. This is sattvic. And if you are dealing on cow products also, the economy is sattvic. The money you get out of it is sattvic also. Nevertheless, it might not be practical, but you should always avoid things with animal products. What does prasadam do to you? Prasadam clean our hearts. It is called karma-free food. The same prasadam is called karma-free food, or sanctified food. But sanctified food and food can become karma-free only when you offer it to Krishna. So it's not a matter of vegetarian food, but food that is first offered to Krishna. It's called karma-free food. It's called prasadam. And it is Krishna coming in form of food. Krishna coming in form of food. And Krishna coming in form of sound is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So constantly chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna coming in form of knowledge. The scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all other Vedic literatures in pursuance of the Vedic version. And Krishna coming in the form of an author is Srila Vyasadeva. So in all circumstances, Krishna is coming to us, making himself available to us. So if we take advantage, we become free from mercilessness or lack of compassion. We take Krishna Prasada, we are promoting compassion and mercy, and we're chanting Maha Mantra, we are promoting purification, the holy name, compassion and mercy, because people are suffering because of lack of Krishna consciousness. And you're making them to hear the holy name, give them scriptures, you preach to them. You are helping, practicing non-violence, that is mercy. So some people also ask, okay, before then also, we should also recite prasadam prayer feelingly before eating. Say the prasadam prayer feelingly. Then, why do we not eat onions and garlic? And we say onions and garlic and similar passionate food, they increase our desire for sex and also the marginal propensity to be violent. They increase sexual desires and also violence. They are produced from, also onions and garlic are produced from the body of some demons, according to history, Vedic history. And therefore, the more you consume them, the more you imbibe those demoniac tendencies. So avoid. So compassion and mercy. How do we practice compassion and mercy in Krishna consciousness? Compassion means to think we can act in such a way as to bring others closer to Krishna. That is compassion. So while avoiding all those things, you have to practice compassion and mercy on a positive note. And how do you do that? to always think and act in such a way as to bring others into Krishna consciousness. That is compassion and mercy. To preach, to tell others that what you are doing, you are suffering because of lack of Krishna consciousness. You have acted in a way that is bringing reactions. Change the quality of your activities. Let God be in the center. Don't think bad about others. Always think good about yourself. Don't blame anyone for your suffering. Blame yourself. Be ready to take responsibility and reestablish your relationship with God. And take this book and read. You are actually promoting compassion. That is compassion in action, mercy in action. Not preaching Krishna consciousness is actually violence. Yes. Not preaching Krishna consciousness is not compassion. Yes. Means compassion means giving Krishna consciousness to others. So we should practice in activities like book distribution, or we should participate in activities like book distribution and Harinam Sankirtan, attending outreach programs. Every opportunity to let others know about God is compassion in action. Let us practice it. It is the individual that makes a community. So they say individuals are the microcosm of a community. A community is the microcosm of a nation. So what is being practiced in the individual unit affects what is being practiced in the communal unit. And what is practiced in the community affects the nation. So if we are able to give God consciousness to anyone we come in contact with, exponentially, it will affect the community, affect the nation eventually. So let us individually try to practice giving God consciousness to others. And we are there. We should correct devotees correctly. When we correct devotees, we should do it with love. Correct devotees, not in the open. To do things in a way that will increase the enthusiasm of others. We should not do things in a way as to demoralize others. Even if it's the correct thing, if it is done in a demoralizing way, it is violence. So now we are going to stop here. Or before we stop. Okay. Importance of following the vows. Okay, before we stop, we say there are a lot of obstacles on the part of our practicing the following of the vows. Rather than focusing on the obstacles, we should just focus on the solutions now. That we should always be prayerful. And we should always take darshan of the deities prayerfully. If we constantly take darshan of the deity when we want to see the Lord in the morning, we go there in a prayerful mood. We can overcome all our challenges on the part of following the vows by the mercy of the deities. We should identify distractors in our devotional life and try to
Bravo.
Hare Krishna. We should identify distractors on the part of our devotional life, and we should eliminate them one by one. If it is phone that is going to distract us when they are going for worship, keep your phone aside. Anything that is going to take your mind off, if it is reading of literature that will distract you, put them down. Don't read mundane literatures. If it is gossip that is going to distract you, talking bad about others, finding fault with others' behavior, that avoid it. Identify distractors and eliminate them. And we should learn how to sincerely serve devotees. These are solutions. If we are sincerely serving devotees, by the mercy of the devotees, we'll be able to follow our principles, regulatory principles, very nicely. We get the blessings, the good feelings, good thinkings from devotees, we'll be able to follow. Then attentive chanting. We are able to chant attentively, doing our japa with all our minds, without distraction. Then we'll be able to follow our regulatory principles very easily. No time, no opportunity. We should avoid any initiator to fall down. We should identify the first symptom and just divert. Something that can lead to fall down or minimizing your devotional practices. Once it's about to start, just identify it. And like when we are doing japa in the morning, the time you are doing japa, somebody wants to come and talk with you. Immediately, you say, this is a distractor. You just sharp, you don't want to offend the person. You just tell them, please, after japa, we can talk after japa. Because if I don't do japa now, I will not have time to do japa again. So please, give me some time. Immediately. But if you say, oh, I don't want to offend this person, you start listening to it. Others are doing japa, you are busy talking. 30 minutes you are talking. Most of the time, immediately after those talks, you just carry each other outside and somebody has taken you out of japa because you are trying to be simple. So we are experiencing this thing a lot, and we have to be careful. We have to, identify the symptom very, quickly and avoid it. Then we should always seek quality association of sincere devotees. Devotees who are interested in doing services, we should associate with them. Devotees who are interested in chanting during japa, associate with them. Devotees who are interested in going to listen to classes, associate with those devotees. Devotees who are interested in Harinam Sankirtan, associate with those devotees interested in book distribution, associate with them. Devotees who are interested in services, associate with them. So quality association of sincere devotees. They maintain strict sadhana. Have a desire to maintain strict sadhana. That you will not play with your attendant of Mangalati, you will not play with your Japatan, you will not play with any of the programs. And you are going for group puja, we are going with awe and reverence in your heart. Then receiving guidance from mature devotees, we should receive guidance from mature devotees. We should look at a glance, those who are interested in Krishna, we see. Then active engagement in Krishna consciousness, studying scripture, distributing books, various services, we should be interested. Our intention becomes stronger. We do so, our intention becomes stronger, our discrimination becomes stronger, and we see with the eye of knowledge, and our spiritual practices will become more successful. So we can stop here. Let us come back on Saturday to summarize from lesson 8 to 13. We can do it faster. So it's good that we have come this way. And we'll be very fast when we come for the next summary. And we end it there.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Krishna, please, does it mean that we are not doing the exams on Saturday?
Let's postpone the exam to next week.
Okay.
Huh?
Next week.
Let's
Tuesday.
postpone it to next week, Saturday, if you like, or weekday, or any day.
Okay.
We resolve on that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Next week. Everybody should get a chance to read us.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for your.
Prabhu, this one is the last revision. The next Saturday is the last revision. Then the upper Saturday is exam.
Next Saturday will become last revision.
Okay, then the upper Saturday will become exam.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Let's do it like that. We have already finished the course, and this summary is very sweet. Let us just.
Next Saturday.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please, is it this coming Saturday's week that we are going to do the exams?
Yes. Next week, Saturday, we will do the exams. Not this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday, we'll do last revision. So that next week, Saturday, you will have the whole week to glance through your. Understand? So that.
Yeah, I understand.
It will be okay. Thank you very much. Very simple exams. I expect all of you to score 100%. It's possible.
Is it objectives or?
Yeah, very simple exams. I wanted to. Maybe in fact next week I will show you some sample questions.
Okay.
Yes, very simple exam. Very simple. Very, very simple exams. Very simple exams. I will even revise some questions with you people, so that you know that from among those questions we set the exams. Very simple questions.
Likely exam questions.
Likely exam questions.
Okay.
It will be like Expo. No, it's very simple exam. It's very simple exam. You can score 100%, I'm telling you.
So, sir, it's simple to you, Abi, really simple.
It's really simple. Imagine a question like, what are the two categories of guru? Is it not simple?
Disha Guru is simple now.
The initiation guru is called Dash. Is that not a simple question?
Okay.
Okay. We'll grab now.
The instructing guru is called Dash. Very simple, very ABC questions. So, if one considers the spiritual master an ordinary human being, one is dashed. They are objective questions. They are objective questions. How many Disha Guru can one? How many Disha Guru can one?
With ABC or then we have to select one.
Oh no, we are not going to give alternatives. But a simple objective question like this: how many gurus can one have?
One.
How many Diksha gurus can one have? Very, very simple.
One.
Okay.
Even some we give alternatives, A, B, C, alternative. We just want everybody to pass. The intention is not to fail anybody.
Prabhu, concerning how we do the screenshot, I don't know how to go about it too.
When the time comes, we explain how to go about it. Even some gurus here, we explain it to us, how to do it. I know some people are very expert in it. Somebody whose name starts with F is good in it. Somebody whose name starts with A is good in it. They will just share their technique with us. Very, very simple exams. I'm telling you, if you don't score 100%, you blame yourself. Like, why didn't I? Oh, because the questions are all these plenty details we are giving, I'm speaking about. That is not where the questions are coming. Questions are just basic
Babu,
understanding.
please, how many questions are we solving?
Can give you 20 questions.
Okay.
Like which is more important between Vapu and Vani Seva? Is that a question? Okay, so I'll say, what is the consequence of inappropriate discrimination based on Guru? Okay, Hare Krishna. So you have gotten a clue. You have gotten a clue of it. Very, very simple exam. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, so those who want to see me, they should see me now. They are delaying too much in seeing me. Somebody whose name starts with F is delaying too much in seeing me. You should even call me. If your name starts with F, you should call me and let us talk. And if your name starts with A, you should call me and let us talk. Eh? Let us talk. Hare Krishna. See you on Saturday. Talk with me. Talk with me. Be fast to talk with me. Otherwise, I will consider you violent. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
His Comforter Charles Laisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay. Please talk